Hello and welcome to Herald TV News at 3 with me, Tasleem. The All Goa Kannada Mahasangh has decided to contest the Goa Panchayat elections, which are tentatively due in June. Honorary President Siddhi Vinayak said the Kannada Mahasangh will float a panel of candidates for the upcoming Panchayat elections in Goa. They plan to contest at least in villages with strong Kannadiga presence.
The All Goa Kannada Mahasangh has decided to contest the Goa Panchayat elections. They plan to contest at least in villages with strong Kannadiga presence. The Goa Panchayat elections are tentatively due in June.
अभी पंचायत इलेक्शन जून 15 तक ऐसा डिक्लेरेशन होने वाला ऐसा मैसेज है। तो ऑलरेडी जो हमारा कन्नड़िगा लोग जहाँ जहाँ ज़्यादा वार्ड में रुकता है वहाँ हम लोग यूनिटी होके मेरे पास संपर्क कर रहे हैं। पिछले टाइम हम लोग संकोल पंचायत हम लोग बहुत पुराने से मतलब 2002-3-4 से रवि घोड़ा करके हमारा था, तब से हमारा पैनल वहाँ पे स्ट्रॉन्ग सांकोल पंचायत में हर बार 1, 3, 4, 5 कैंडिडेट ऐसा जीतते आता है। मेरा भाई भी 2 बार वहाँ पे शरण मेटी सरपंच बन चुका है और मेरा वाइफ भी कर्नाटक में जिला पंचायत प्रेसिडेंट बन चुका है। वहाँ 213 पंचायत का वो हेड बन के हमको अनुभव है कि उस एक्सपीरियंस के हिसाब से हम यहाँ पे गोवा में भी कन्नड़ी लोग कहाँ कहाँ स्ट्रांग है। बिचोली है, कलनगुड़ वड्डे है, यहाँ सांकोल है। यहाँ पे किसी को इंटरेस्ट है तो हम कन्नड़ा पैनल बना के वहाँ पे स्ट्रांग जो रुकने वाला है उन लोगों को हिम्मत दे के आने वाला पंचायत इलेक्शन में जितना लोग खड़ा रहता है उन लोग इंटरेस्ट उन लोगों को जिता के लाने के लिए मैं उन लोगों को सपोर्ट करता है।
कॉन्टेस्ट करेगा। अभी रिजर्वेशन देखेगा, वार्ड का कौन सा रिजर्वेशन है दिखेगा। वहाँ पे हमारा सिटिंग एमएलए है एंटोनी साहब है और अपना मेटी साहब भी है, सिद्धाराम मेटी साहब। और गया इलेक्शन में भी उन्होंने अपना उधर बहुत सारा कैंडिडेट को 4-5 अपना कैंडिडेट को जिता के उधर पैनल बना के उनका भाई को सरपंच बनाया था। इस बार भी मेटी साहब और अपना एंटोनी साहब दोनों मिलके वहाँ पे पैनल बनाएगा। उस पैनल पे हम भी वो रिजर्वेशन देख के हम कौन सा वार्ड में कॉन्टेस्ट करना है वो देख के कॉन्टेस्ट करेगा।
इतना छोटा उम्र में हमारा कन्नड़ का एक जो है वो डॉक्टर अवार्ड मिला है। हम पूरा गोवा वाला को ये हम दिखाना चाहता है कि हम भी कुछ है यहाँ पर। हम साथ में चलते हैं। मैं 4 जनरेशन से मैं यहीं पर हूँ और इनका पिताजी का आशीर्वाद सदा मेरे साथ है। और आने दिनों में हम ग्राम पंचायत में हम लोग पैनल बनाने वाला है और हनुमंता ऑलरेडी अभी वो फॉर्म भरने के लिए हो चुका है। हम कम से कम 10 आदमी लोग को ये पैनल बनाने के लिए हम लोग रिक्वेस्ट किया है हमारा सिद्धार्थ मेटी को और उसका मिसिस को। एक साथ गोवा वाला को लेके हमारे कन्नड़ लोग के ये पैनल को हम सब साथ देंगे बल्कि इस उम्मीद पे मैं धन्यवाद देता हूँ।
Kiran Borkar for Herald TV.
The People's Movement for Saving the Biodiversity of Benaulim and for having the Western Bypass on stilts started on 14 November 2019. But way back on 21st February 2016, Gram Sabha passed a resolution to this effect. Thereafter, every Sarpanch has been in favor of bypass on stilts. But the People's Movement reignited with a Facebook post by Royla Fernandez, who said, "This is the last opportunity to save this beautiful place and also to educate the children on this."
The People's Movement for Western Bypass on stilts started on November 14, 2019. It took about 5 years to catch steam. Children joined in the People's Movement after a Facebook post appealed to save biodiversity. The Facebook post said, "If you wish to cherish this memory of the fields and the ecosystem, let's meet up for the last time and spend time with the children." Friends who saw the post joined in with their children and explained biodiversity to them. And that is how children joined the movement.
The construction started in 2015. In 2016, the Gram Sabha of Benaulim is on record. The resolutions are submitted to all the government authorities that if we want an elevated road, a bypass on stilts. way back in 2016. I could even tell you the date of the, it was 21st of February 2016.
Okay.
So people are part of this. And the then Sarpanch, Mr. Remedios Fernandez or Remy Fernandez, he has moved this resolution and we have submitted.
You're right.
After that, we had Diala Fernandez, who was a Sarpanch in 2017, the next term.
Right.
She has been working to find out what are the details required to go ahead with a petition. After that comes Eslina Fernandez, another Sarpanch in Banauli. She's also working on it. It's not that none of them have worked. But in 2019, October, November, there was a notice, or on Navin Times is what I had seen, police, the BDO or the PWD writes to the Panchayat that with police protection, the work would be started. One day, on my way back from the site, because that's my regular route to come to school to drop my children, I saw this place and I felt that we need to do something. I'm not in the Panchayat, but I felt we need to contribute. Definitely, even as an architect, I need to contribute, and I have a very specific reason why I am part of this movement. I am qualified at the taxpayer's cost. So it is my duty and my moral responsibility to help whoever is there, be it the Panchayat or the villagers, to see that this bypass is on stilts. So I saw this place and I shared a picture on my Facebook saying that this is the last opportunity to see this beautiful place. If you want to cherish this memory, let's meet up in the evening and spend time with our children, maybe for the last time. That's how friends who saw this post joined in, and with few people, Rudolph Barreto, Zuze, Rocky Pereira, who are still there part of this movement, even today, doing on ground the surveys. They are the pillars who have been fighting for this movement. All of us got together with children and we explained to them what is biodiversity, why we need to save this. And that's how a children's led movement, children spoke. Even you will have on Herald or any other media, it was covered. And it was one of the most unique protests and appeals made by the children. The mothers were there with them, the fathers. It was looking at their appeal. All of us got together and we started working on this. And that's how till date we are working. We might have been silent when the NGT petition, because we don't believe in getting the children on ground. We even commemorated the Wetlands Day.
Right.
We created models so that children could understand.
Okay.
Our intention is to create awareness so that people understand why we are fighting for it and the need to protect those lands.
Activists in the Western Bypass on Stilts movement have argued that traditional knowledge and ancestral history of locals is ignored in any development project. The entire ecosystem, beginning with the Sal River from Nue, is linked. The fields are from east to west to allow drainage of water. But putting only 2 box culverts will destroy the ecosystem. Instead, it is seen wherever there is bypass on stilts, the environments have been saved.
Activists argue that traditional knowledge and ancestral history of locals is ignored in any development project. Box culverts destroy the hydrology and water flow, say activists. Wherever there is Western Bypass on stilts, there is no flooding and destruction of field. Box culverts destroy the hydrology and water flow. In Nue, even non-acquired land has been rendered uncultivable, as also in Gorotim village. In Naveli, where former MLA Luisino Falero pushed for the Western Bypass on stilt, there is no flooding and destruction of fields, Royla Fernandez stated.
All these agricultural lands are east-west, so the water flows naturally. Tomorrow when the Western Bypass comes in there, we are not against the Western Bypass. We are pro-development.
Absolutely correct.
But what we say is when you put just box culverts, you're destroying the hydrology, the normal flow. You're destroying the agricultural lands. How does the farmer access? If you consider this as a table and this is the stretch of the Western Bypass, we just have 2 openings in this entire stretch as per the proposal even right now given by the PWD. How do you feed this water on either sides? If you have observed any place where there is a stretch of road and fields and a culvert, the area on either sides gets washed away. So it means you have acquired my land here. It is now the government's property. But because of this act, you're destroying my land too, which is not acquired. And for a fact, if you go to Nove, where the Western Bypass is already constructed, I have affidavits of farmers which I produced in the court to show that the non-acquired land has been rendered uncultivable and the farmers cannot grow crops there. So that's a case study for us to apply here in Benauli before the damage is done.
This has happened in...
It's Nove, it's already happened.
Okay.
If you go to Goroti village, the farmers there are there to tell you...
That is for which project?
The Western Bypass.
Same project, yes.
The same project. And what something which is interesting is Benauli floods annually. It's over years, over 80 plus years. Herald will be definitely documenting it in June again. But what we have seen is in Naveli, we have got stilts, which we never heard about flooding there.
Right.
How was it that Naveli got stilts? It was during that term when the ex-MLA was there, Mr. Luizin Falero. I found on record there are letters sent by him to the Chief Minister, then Chief Minister Mr. Parrikar, and he was instrumental in getting the stilts there, partially, not the entire stretch.
So you're essentially saying that the stilt experiment has worked in Naveli?
Has worked in Naveli. So why not for Benauli, where it gets... And flooding doesn't mean that water comes on the road. This is a normal thing. Water is coming on the road, it's flooding. No, that's not. When water seeks its own level, when water reaches in fields, in areas which never get flooded, you know that water has taken its level and those people there are getting affected.
Within 24 hours of reporting a sexual assault incident against the 12-year-old minor girl at a hotel at Arambol, Perne police on Tuesday acted swiftly and arrested the accused. The accused, identified as 28-year-old Ravi Lamani of Shivajinagar, Chebbi-Shirhatti, Gadak, Karnataka, was allegedly assaulting a 12-year-old minor girl at a hotel in Arambol where he worked as a room boy.
Acting swiftly upon a complaint, Perne police arrested Ravi Lamani for sexually assaulting a minor within 24 hours. 28-year-old Lamani, a native of Shivajinagar, Chebbi, Shirhatti, Gadak, Karnataka, allegedly assaulted a 12-year-old girl at a hotel in Arambol. The minor girl had checked into the hotel as a guest where the accused worked as a room boy. The accused is arrested under Section 376 of IPC, Section 8, Goa Children's Act, and Section 4 and 8 of POCSO Act. North Goa SP Shobhat Saxena headed the team comprising of Perne Police Inspector Vikram Naik, PSI Vivek Harlankar, and STPO Perne Siddhesh Naik. Further investigation is on.
Mapsa police on Monday arrested 19-year-old Yuvraj Gujarati after receiving a complaint of a stolen Aprilia bike. Upon investigation, police discovered that the accused was involved in a theft earlier and arrested him on a basis of suspicion. The police recovered 5 bikes hidden behind bushes in Kucheli, where the intent was to sell them for spare parts.
Mapsa police on Monday arrested 19-year-old Yuvraj Gujarati after receiving a complaint of a stolen Aprilia bike. Police discovered that the accused was involved in theft crimes earlier and arrested him. Police recovered 5 bikes from the accused which were hidden behind bushes. Gujarati has been remanded to 2 days in police custody. The accused, a resident of Verla Kanka, was accompanied by 2 minor accomplices. Police suspect that Gujarati may be involved in more robberies. Gujarati has been remanded to 2 days police custody. Further investigation is on.
That on 9/5/2022, we received complaint of a theft or auto vehicle theft of a Aprilia. So the case we registered that case, and upon investigation, we developed information through our sources that he was involved in earlier crime also. One Yuvraj Rajesh Gujarati, 19-year-old, resident of Verla, Kanka. He was our main suspect. We got him, interrogated him, arrested him under 41 and conducted interrogation, and we managed to recover 5 motorcycles from him. एक मोटरसायकल त्यांच्यानी बांदाच्यान चोरला, बांदा महाराष्ट्र, आणि बाकीचे मोटरसायकली 1 एप्रिलला म्हापसाच्यान चोरला, बाकी एक डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटलाकडे एक चोरल्या, आणि बाकीची यामा आणि एक 2-3 मोटरसायकली यांचे नंबर प्लेट बीन ते आम्ही ओनरजांक चेसी नंबर बीन हे करून आरटीओन धाडून ओनरजांक फायंड आउट करतले, आणि विल सी वेदर एनी FIR इज रजिस्टर्ड इन दीस केस. आता हेका आमी 2 दीस पुलीस कस्टडी रिमांड दिला, 2 दिसांक आमी ताका इंट्रोगेट करतले. वी सस्पेक्ट डेट ही मस्ट हॅव रॉब्ड मोर व्हेकल्स ऑल्सो, आणि तेजे वांगडा एकॉम्प्लीस तेजे थोडे एक मायनर भुरगे आहा, सो तांकां आमकां अरेस्ट करपाक मेळना. बट वी विल ट्राय टू सेंड देम इन अपनागर फॉर रिहॅब. एंड दीस युवराज वी हॅव अरेस्टेड बिकॉज इज मेजर, सो मेजर आहा.
बाकीचे कितले जाण सर?
बाकीचे आनीक 2 जाण मायनर आहा 2 जाण.
याच्या
पयलीं हो एक इन्वॉल्व जाल्लो थेफ्ट केसीनूच, आणि बिकॉज ते थेफ्ट केसीन इन्वॉल्व जाल्लो म्हणून ताका ऑन सस्पिशन आमी 41 अंडर अरेस्ट केल्लो. सो देन इंटरोगेशनाचेर तेणी हे सगळी रिकवरी दिली आमकां. सो आतां सध्या ताका 2 दीस रिमांड घेतला आमी, फुडें कितें जाता तें पळयता.
ह्यो व्हेकल सगळ्यो आसा पळय चोरलेले, त्यो घेवन खंय दवरलेले तेणी?
तेणी कुचेले ते दोंगरांनी दवरलेली, कुचेले ते बुशी एरिया आहा पळय थंयसर लिपोवन दवरलेली, आनी तेजो फ्युचर हें आसलो तो स्क्रॅपाक कितें तरी विकपाक.
Prakash Kadekar for Herald TV.
The sensational Siddhi Vinayak case shocked the Goan conscience on August 12, 2021, when the body of the youngster was found at Kalangut Beach. Police had earlier registered a case of unnatural death. Nearly 4.5 months later, the Kalangut police registered the mysterious death of the 19-year-old Siddhi Vinayak as a murder case. Now, father of Siddhi Vinayak, Siddesh Nayak, has alleged even after the Kalangut police registered Siddhi Vinayak case as a murder case, nothing was done by the police. He demanded a proper and prompt investigation.
Father of Siddhi Vinayak alleges that police are not investigating his daughter's murder case. He demanded proper and prompt investigation. On August 12, 2021, body of Siddhi Vinayak was found at the Kalangut beach. Police, who had earlier registered the case as unnatural death, later registered it as a murder.
बापू की आज 4.5 महिन्यांनी त्यांच्यानी रापस साहेबान केस मर्डर म्हणून रजिस्टर करून ती आज क्रायमान गेली केस, आणि क्रायमान आज आमकां कितेंच न्याय न्हू. आज तेजे कडेन मोबायल आहा, कितें आहा कितेंच आज पासून त्यांनी सांगना, म्हणून म्हाका आज न्याय जाय आसलो, म्हणून आज 2 मिनटां तुमचे कडेन उलोवंक सोदता. केसी 8 महिने जाले, अजून त्यांच्यानी कांयच हे करूंक ना. हे आमचे मर्डर म्हणून रजिस्टर केस गेली, क्रायमान गेली, त्यांच्यानी अजून कांयच म्हणजे कांयच हे करूंक ना. म्हणून म्हाका कितें तरी अशें हें लागता की कित्याक खातीर तेंच्यांनी कांयच ना, आमकां कांय आपोवकूय ना आनी कांय ना, कांयच करूंक ना अजून पासून, सांगूंकूय ना आमकां. मागता फक्त हांव न्याय मागता, म्हणजे कितें मर्डर कशी जाली, कितें जालें, आनी खंयसून कोणी हाडून उडयला, कितें तांकां बागा टू कालांगूट इतके CC कॅमेरा आज कित्याक तेंच्यांनी लिपोवन दवरली केस, कित्याक तांकां मेळना हें म्हाका जाय. हे रापोसान ती केस कित्याक जमून दवरली 4.5 महिने. आमी इतले रडटात, आमी इतले विचारतात ताका, तो म्हणटा सगळे म्हणटा बड्डे येयले म्हणटा, आनी हे दिसना म्हणटा, CC कॅमेरा दिसना, आनी अशें करून आमकां आयज तेणी 8 महिने आमकां रडयले. आमचो मोबायल दिवंक ना, आनी तेंच्यांनी क्रायम आनी कांय अजून पासून एक्शन घेवं.
रापोजान रजिस्टर करूंक ना मर्डर म्हणून, पूण मागीर केल्ली, पूण ती केल्या उपरांत तुमकां कांयच येना,
कांयच येवंक ना, कांयच अजून पासून एक उत्तर येवंक ना, पेपरारूय येवंक ना, आनी आमकां आयज सिद्धीच्या बापायक म्हणून सुद्दां आपोवंक ना, घरांतल्या कोणाकूच आपोवंक ना. म्हाजे कडेन हेजे कडेन नंबर ना, नाल्यार हांव ताका
तुका तुमची आतां मागणी आहा की बेगीनच्या बेगीन कितें तरी करचें.
मागणी आहा म्हणजे कितें आहा, ते चोरू बागा हितून कालांगूट कशें पावले, आनी कोणी हाडून उडयले आनी तो म्हणटा सुसायड न्हू आनी आतां मर्डर कशी जाली आनी ह्या ग्रॅन्ड आमगेर येवन सुसायड म्हणून कशें म्हटलें आतां सांगपाक म्हाका कितें तरी न्याय जावं न्हू आमकां आतां वरां जाय जाल्यार कितें तरी जायत न्हू आतां आमच्या कायद्यांतलें वचना कितें करपाचें आमी.
Prakash Kadekar for Herald TV.
Goinso Ekwood and other activists have welcomed the decision of the Supreme Court to cancel the National Board of Wildlife clearance granted for eco-sensitive stretch double tracking project. They have slammed the minister for saying that activists were prematurely celebrating. They firmly asserted that it was a hard-fought victory of the activists and they had the right to celebrate. They said that the Supreme Court verdict had vindicated their struggle and it took the courts to tell the government it was wrong.
Goinso Ekwood and other activists have welcomed the decision of the Supreme Court. They have slammed the minister for saying that activists were prematurely celebrating. They firmly asserted that it was a hard-fought victory of the activists.
Even today, there are ministers who say, this is, the activists are celebrating something little which they have been given. Yes, we are celebrating. It is great for us that you are at the helm of affairs and the Supreme Court has to tell you that this is not right. You were the people who signed in the darkness, signed these files in the darkness without taking goings into confidence. So we are grateful to the Supreme Court for the verdict against this tree linear project.
We are not actually celebrating, we are not in a celebratory mode as such, but yes, this has been a very hard fought and won victory for Goa, I should say. To the people of Goa, there is hope. When there are people who put their lives on the line. There was Julius Cedric Aguiar in a morning session used to be at Mole, interacting with the locals at Sangod, Mole, and various other areas. And by evening, he used to be with us either at Panjim, Margaon, or even at Consoling or Welsam, interacting day and night. This was a man who brought together, and for me, he was everything, because he brought the east and the west of Goa for once together. And today I'm glad that the Supreme Court has recognized the efforts of these Goans who have put everything on the line. There were times when we had to go on hungry stomachs. There were youth. We couldn't even, meet their requirements. Today, the Supreme Court has vindicated our struggle and brought everything out in the open. You cannot hide. The Goa government cannot hide from this impending disaster to this railway project.
कित्याक सांग हे जे डिसिजन येयला सुप्रीम कोर्टाचे हे बऱ्यांतले बरे पद्दतीन येयलेलें आसा सारकें आनी एक्टिविस्टांक आनी NGO जे आहा तांकां न्याय मेळ्ळ्या भशेन कित्याक सांग एक्टिविस्ट आनी NGOनी हे सगळें हातीन धरले म्हणून आयज जे डिसिजन येवपाक पावलें नाजाल्यार पॉलिटिशनांनी सगळें हे वाऱ्यारूच सोडलेलें कित्याक आमी पळयता कित्याक आयज ज्या पद्दतीन हेंची स्टेटमेंटां येता न्हू सारकी भयाबीत स्टेटमेंटां सारकी कित्याक सांग हे स्टेटमेंट करता ते फ्रस्ट्रेटेड स्टेटमेंट कशें तेंचे म्हणल्यार तेंचो कितें तरी हिडन एजेंडा आहा काय तांकां कितें तरी बेनिफीट आहा काय अशें दिसता तेंच्या स्टेटमेंटांनी अशें आसूंक जायना कित्याक सांग पॉलिटिक्स म्हटल्यार तेंचे एक बिजनस न्हू पॉलिटिक्स म्हटल्यार एक सोशल वर्क आमी तुमकां निवडून हाडटा आमची मायभूमी जी आहा न्हू तिचें रक्षण करपाक.
Aditya Bidre for Herald TV.
Goa is witnessing and reporting about 7 to 10 cases of COVID-19 daily in the last couple of days. But we are not sure whether it is an end of the wave or a new beginning of another wave. People should continue to wear masks in public. On Tuesday, in a press briefing by the Directorate of Health and Services, urged the people to get vaccinated since building their immunity will take time. The doctors also said that genome sequencing machine has already started functioning at North Goa District Hospital.
Goa is witnessing and reporting about 7 to 10 cases of COVID-19 daily in the last couple of days. People should continue to wear masks in public. Directorate of Health Services urged the people to get vaccinated as their immunity build-up will take time. Doctors said that a genome sequencing machine has already started functioning at North Goa District Hospital.
फर्स्ट वर्स जेन्ना कोविड स्टार्ट जालें तेन्ना दुयेंस नवें आशिल्लें, ताजे विशीं म्हायती चड नाशिल्ली आनी तशें इन्फ्रास्ट्रक्चर, टेस्टिंग फॅसिलिटीज आनी एडमिशन्स, बेड्स हे सगळें आमकां तयार करचें पडलें आनी ते सगळे आमी तयार केले आनी सगळे पेशंटांक वेवस्थीत ट्रिटमेंट, होम आयसोलेशन अशें आमी शिकत आयल्यात. आतां दुसरो वेव जो आशिल्लो तो मातसो डेंजरस वेव आशिल्लो, ते वेरियंट मातशे डेंजरस आशिल्ले व्हायरसाचे आनी तातूंतल्यान तेन्ना वॅक्सिनेशनूय नाशिल्लें, चडशे जाण वॅक्सिनेटेड नाशिल्ले आनी त्या खातीर दुसरो वेव जो आसा तो चड डेंजरस टायप आशिल्लो. तरी आमी तेय ताजेरूय आमी मात केलें आनी तिसरो वेव जो आयलो तेन्ना आमची परिस्थिती मातशी बरी आशिल्ली, कित्याक चडशे लोकांनी वॅक्सिनेशन घेतिल्लें आनी त्या खातीर वेरियंट वेव आशिल्लो हे दुसरो विशय. पूण वॅक्सिनेशना लागून चडशे जाणां तितले त्रास जावंक ना, चडशे हॉस्पिटल एडमिशन्स जावंक ना आनी घराकच वखद घेवन लोक बरे जाले. आतां आमी फुडें कितें येतलें हाजे बद्दल आमी कांय सांगूंक शकनात, बट अशें आसूं जाय की आमची तयारी आसूं जाय आनी सद्या आमचे कडेन वेपन हत्यार आसता फक्त वॅक्सिनेशनाचे. आतां सद्या तुमी म्हणटली की आमचें सद्या स्थिती कितें आसा, कोवीड आतां 10-11 केजी चालू आसात आनी डॉक्टर उत्कर्श तुमकां डिटेल्स सांगतलो की हें आमी सांगूं शकना की वेदर दीस इज द फोर्थ वेवूय म्हणूंक शकना की लास्ट वेवाचें तें एंडींग आसा, थर्ड वेवाचें एंडींग अशें आमी सांगूं शकनात सद्या. पूण फुडें आतां आमकां आमची तयारी आसूं जाय की आमी फुडें फुडलो आतां फोर्थ वेव ऑर वॉट एवर येवं नाका, आमची तयारी आसूं जाय. आतां तयारी कशी आमचें इट इज एडवायजेबल टू वेअर अ मास्क इन अ क्राउडेड सिच्युएशन आनी दुसरें ही वॅक्सिनेशन्स जी आसा ती आमी सगळ्यांनी करून घेवं जाय. इतलीं जाणां आमी वॅक्सिनेशन केलें, सायड इफेक्ट्स कांय ना बट गूड इफेक्ट्स आर देर. आमचें जें मशीन जें आसा जिनोमीक सिक्वेन्सिंग मशीन, म्हाका खुशी दिसता तुमकां सांगपाक की तें आमचें नॉर्थ डिस्ट्रिक्ट हॉस्पिटलांत आतां चालू जालां. सो आतां कसले वेरियंट्स जी व्हायरसाची आसा ती आमकां प्रोटेक्ट करता.
Prasad Polji for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.